Next up, we have got Beatrice and
Bye.
Eugenie's Palace Eviction Crisis. Oh my God. I mean, look at this. First, we've got part-time Kensington Palace has been home to, they both have apartments in Kensington Palace, by the way. Peppercorn rent, we know what that means. And then, of course, we've got Beatrice also has an apartment at St. James Palace. I mean, it's insane because Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank, I always get so many S's in there. Jack Brooksbank live in Portugal full time. And okay, they get to keep a little place in Kensington. Yeah, all right, I guess. Why? Now, meanwhile, Beatrice and her count, and I use that term very loosely, have a place in St. James, but they live in the Cotswolds. And, I think the British taxpayers are just getting really fed up at this point, and I don't blame them.
I'm fed up for them.
Yes, thank you. It's like, wait, we got to pay for what?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
You're paying £30 a year. What?
Well, and these two will not be transparent when it comes to their finances. But when we do see headlines about random checks or random events that they're paid for, they're ungodly. They're the type, they're making appearance fees that it costs somebody to put their children through school for 1 year, and that's one appearance fee for them in the Middle East, and that's unacceptable. So no, I don't think the taxpayers should continue to pay for them. I have received some heat for my disdain for Beatrice and Eugenie. I'm sorry, but if you pursue spending time with somebody convicted of being a sex offender after their release, I don't have a lot of respect for you. I've loathed Eugenie ever since I saw her sitting next to Prince Harry at the Super Bowl watching Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg break down the Super Bowl halftime show.
The best Super Bowl halftime show ever.
It was pretty good. It was pretty solid. But yeah, I don't like these girls. I think that there's no way. I don't think you should be punished for the sins of your mother and your father, but I do think that they realized that some of their associates were up to no good and didn't hesitate to cash checks from them, in my opinion. And I think that they should not continue to receive the rewards that come with working royals. They're not working royals, and they're not contributing in a positive way. They're just contributing negatively to negative.
And now they're not even related to a prince anymore because he ain't no prince. And what's so interesting is when they lost me when Prince William and the palace basically came out and said, all right, here, we're going to give you some auditors. Open your books, be transparent. They went, no, we're fine. And then that was right before they went off to the Middle East and did a bunch of meetings, winks, some teas with the 0.001% of Saudi society. And, Andrew Lowney has also come out and really talked about and written in his book about how they also will accept gifts, including necklaces that, like if I gave you a necklace, trust me, it's going to be like a ribbon and some sort
You're
of
giving
pendant.
me a lobster pin.
That's true. You are joining the Order of the Lobster.
Yes.
And I will say, you'll get the Order of the Lobster pin, and it's probably not going to be real gold. So sorry about that. It might look like it. But it's just, they're getting hundreds of thousands of pounds to just trade off their name, not unlike their mother and their father did.
Or Harry and Meghan.
Exactly. And I just think, you know what? At least have the balls to pay rent. And I admire William and Catherine for saying we're paying market rent. We're paying $400,000 a year for this insane palace we want to live in for the rest of our lives. Thanks. That's all we ask. And they are working royals. And if you're a working royal, maybe you could have your housing, a deal thrown in, not the peppercorn that Edward and Sophie pay for their massive estate. But it's just a lot of balls, man. It's a lot of balls.
Do you think that they should give up their titles in the way Andrew Lowney says they should?
Oh, hell yeah. Of
Me
course
too.
they should. I
I
mean,
really do too.
here's the deal. They won't because they are huge snobs. They also gave Kate a lot of hell in the early Catherine a lot of hell in the early years.
Mhm.
I mean, they're huge snobs. That's their entire identity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Eugenie was
Wait, did
before
you are
Beatrice.
you did watch Ladies of London?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh my god, the first 3 episodes where they're accusing Beatrice's husband's ex of
Sarah Wang?
being a madam, I was like, "I can't believe she would open herself up to this,
Yeah. Yeah.
because this jeopardizes her relationship with the royal family, to be accused of being a madam on Bravo." I was deceased, but I loved
Well,
every second of it. I
and
loved every
also, by
second
the
of it.
way, no offense, I would have been I guess they did what they did with the housewives because in the housewives, you have to sign something you won't sue each other.
Yeah.
But I would have sued the heck out of anybody who pulled that BS,
Well, and
you
then she
know?
just quits, which doesn't it's not a great look to just quit the show and be like, "Okay, I didn't sign up for this."
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
didn't
would
sign
have
up, by the way,
paid
for being a mean queen, like a little nasty schoolgirl who just looks like the worst person ever. I was kinda
I would
sad
have
when
pleaded my I would have used all season to be like, "Okay, I'm not a madam.
yeah.
Heidi Fleiss, I am not." And then I wouldn't have shown up for season 2, but to just dip out the way she did, I don't think that there's an editing connoisseur in the world that could have made her look less guilty. I mean, they could have tried, but she just disappears, and that's totally bizarre.
I mean, it would fit in with the whole Edo kind of that
Vibe?
segment of the family vibe.
Yeah.
But,
Allegedly,
you know,
supposedly. Yeah.
to
Reportedly.
be fair, I think she quit more because she looked like see you next Tuesday
Yeah.
by being a really horrible friend and yeah,
Lying.
yeah, lying, doing all this stuff, getting caught and being like, "Ugh, forget it."
"I
Nah.
never said that." Cut to her saying
But
that.
to her saying that, it was amazing. If you guys haven't watched it, you totally should.
Yeah.
I wanna say thanks again. I love you. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe. I did the numbers the other day, and 59% of people who watch are not subscribed, which I think is just so crazy. So don't forget, subscribe, like, ring the bell. Boop. All right. Take care, and I will see you soon. I'm going to be moving, so I'll be gone for a couple days, but mwah, big old smooches. Bye, guys.